Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of the Full Quarter Podcast. My name is Mpho and I've got Tim Delace here with me. Tim, how are you doing?
I was going to come in a different mood because I got my days mixed up. I thought we were just going to be discussing the last game of the series, but we're discussing two of the last two. So I'm in a better mood than I was going to be because I'm very angry about the final game, but very happy about the previous one.
So you thought it was a bad Monday, but technically it's a victory Monday, and that's what we're here to do here on the Full Quarter Podcast. If you don't know who we are South Africa's #1 cricket podcast. We talk all things cricket every Monday and sometimes on Thursdays. If you want to know when we'll go live, please follow us on the Full Quarter Pod on X. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's a little bell there. Find the bell. It's right there around your screen there. Click on it and you'll be notified when we go live. And then on top of that, we're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just search for Full Quarter Podcast. And then lastly, to support us as we continue this endeavor. We do this for love of cricket alone. We don't have sponsorship. We are working on it, but we also would like, our listeners to assist us on this journey and help us and support us. If you like what we do and you want us to continue doing it, you can go buy some coffee at buymeacoffee.com/Full Quarter Podcast. All the contributions go towards making the show better. And yeah, we're in the process of making the show better, getting there slowly. Logos are being designed. The name has already been done. We're going to come out with it as we go along. And then finally, if you want to talk to us directly, if you're a sponsor and you feel like, hey, there's thousands and thousands of people you want on YouTube that you want your product to be brought towards, send us an email. Or if you're a fan, or if you're a player, or if you're a family of a player. We're going to be talking about families of players soon on this episode. Send us an email. If you don't like what we do, tell us. If you like what we do, we want that more. But yeah, any contact, and you can also send through your comments on the comment section. We do our best to respond to that, as well as on Twitter. Engage with us because we want to be your one-stop shop for South African cricket. We've been doing this consistently for 4 years. It's about time that we are recognized, and that's what this rebrand is going to be about, and that's why we're now giving you more avenues for you to talk to us. So really, really awesome. Thank you very much to all our fans. We really, really love you. Now, jam-packed-ish show, because Monday somehow is the day all the news comes out. So let's talk about this, right? So what's happened this week? We've had squads being announced, and so we're going to talk about the squads being announced as well. And yeah, Tim, let's go with that, and then we're going to talk about the drama. So the thing that's less dramatic is the series winning Proteas Men. They've just come off a series win, ODI series win in Australia. Have announced the team to go to the UK. It was interesting. Obviously, they're still in Australia right now, and they're playing next week actually. In England on the 2nd of September. So they're flying straight to the UK. So a lot of the people that were in Australia will be in Australia. There are some notable misses, some notable omissions. That's the correct English word. In both, and there's some also notable additions. Let's go with the T20s because that's what we're looking at right now. T20 squad led by Aiden Markram has two changes. Right, Donovan Ferreira comes in to the side in place, I'm assuming, of George Linder because he's not here. And then Lazard Williams also enters the side, and so does David Miller. He comes back. He was in the UK, remember, playing in the 100. So was Donovan Ferreira. Now they're back in to this T20 squad. So, Tim, that is I think this is a strong team. I'm just mad for George Linder because if I'm George Linder, I'd be very, very mad. But then let's do the ODI squad, and then we'll talk about them all in all. ODI squad has no changes to it. Essentially, the team that went to Australia is the team that's going to to England. So nothing untoward there. But the big issue is this ODI squad. Has George Linder's time in the Proteas now, is it done?
When he's first so we say being released from the squad about 3 years ago, if I'm correctly, I thought that was it for him. I thought it was very harsh, because that was the moment when they decided to go with Keshav to play all three formats around that time. The fact that he hardly played in Australia, I mean, he really, if you're looking at the competition, Sen played more than George. And I, in terms of particularly the T20 format, that didn't sit well with me. That really didn't sit well with me at all. You can never say never. It is a little bit of a surprise, I've got to be honest. Particularly with George has had experience in England conditions recently as well. Excuse me. For Kent. So it's a surprise. I do feel sorry for him because he hasn't had the game time to prove himself that he's got the numbers. So I am sorry for him, but I think outside of that, it's a pretty strong squad.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't be known as a person to fight for George Linder, but I feel he's been hard done by. I do think that if we are to go forward with the side, if you're not going to take, you have to pick the better batter between Sen, George, and Keshav. If that's the role for an all-rounder sitting at 7 or 8, right? And currently the better batter for in that group is George. I know Sen has the ability, but he hasn't necessarily shown it in T20s. He's shown it in limited in 50 over cricket, but in T20 cricket, the power hitting role, I'm a little bit more skeptical, but I think you want to give him a chance, and I think that's what Shukri's trying to do now. I think it's a question of, I know what George can do, but I want to see if I giving Sen a run, how that's going to work out. Also, Shukri also speaks about, obviously, what I always say, everyone needs to do their job. Sen's primary job is to be a spinner, so to George. And so the better spinner here, based on what we've seen, is technically Sen. He has a little bit more control. And so I get that point. And if Shukri says number 8's going to face 9 balls, I'm of the opinion that I'd like my number 8 to score at least 12 and upwards for those 9 balls. And it's not a hard examination for a Sen Ranmutusam to do that. However, I think George has done it in T20 competitions around the world. And for me, I'd be more comfortable with that. But we've got about, 13, 14 T20s left. So there is room for George to come in and for effectively Sen to necessarily, play himself out if that's the case. I'm not saying I don't want Sen in there. I was just questioning that based on what we've known and what we've seen. George should be given more of a run here, right? And so that's the situation. Also, Keshav Maharaj not being in here is an interesting one, right? Listening to Shukri speak about him not wanting necessarily to pack the team with all-rounders. Surely Kesh also needs to have a look in, especially because this World Cup is going to be in India, right? So I understand we know what we're going to get from Kesh, but surely you want to see what the balance of the side looks like with Keshav. I get, and the pitches in England are a lot more spinner friendly. They've been dry. We've seen, having been there throughout the summer. Surely Kesh gets a role here. But on the other side, Donovan Ferreira is in there. He's an off spinner. I'm assuming he's going to take a lot of the second spinner duties in this tour. Senna's primary spinner, which is awesome. Good for him. And he's going to take the second spinner duties. Obviously, Ngaba Peter as well is the other mission that's not here. And so you kind of get a sense that Shukri's honing in on a side and on a balance. And I think Donovan Ferreira is going to be very interesting to see for us if he bats at 7, if he bats at 6, and having that type of an all-rounder in the top 6, what it does in terms of the team. We still, obviously now we have the extra batter and David Miller in there now. So we will see Russie's not in the squad as well. So that's another, so effectively we're still going to play all the batters in this. So it's going to be interesting to see how Luandre fits in all of this, as well as how David Miller fits in. But yeah, it's a massive series for Sen and Donovan Ferreira, probably because Don might be batting at 7, or we are, yes, and Sen at 8. Unless if Sen bats at 7, which also I think is a position too high, but it gives you that flexibility, right?
Yeah, we did say that it was leading, everything was leading towards Donovan returning. Every sort of thing that we were hearing through the grapevine was kind of, all right, okay, we see his numbers, we see his numbers at SA20, we see his numbers at the 100 at the moment, that they're impressive. They were hard to ignore. In a T20 format, they are hard to ignore, especially with the fact that we need, and we had needed throughout that series against Australia, an extra batter. Even with David Miller's return, an extra batter was needed. So it's not surprising to see him there in any way, shape, or form. I still wonder whether he has it at this level. Time will tell. I hope I'm wrong. I hope he does prove it. It's certainly going to be very interesting, as you say, in terms of that top 6 or 7 batters, that lineup that the Shukri goes with.
Yeah, and another thing that changes the game, which is a person we've actually forgotten, bad podcasting, but hey, we're here, you're watching us, it's awesome. Marco Jansen is back, which is really good in terms of the balance of the side, because you effectively still have all these all-rounders. In my head, they should all be batting at 8, but someone's going to bat at 7, and I'm more comfortable having Marco bat at 7 some weird way, and having Sen bat at 8. And if that's where we're going with this, then we strengthen the side, because now you've got batting, right? And if in a case you still play Corbin, Marco, Sen, and Corbin at 9, up until 9, that gives you a lot of luxuries. And so I know Shooks doesn't want to be bowler heavy, but he's effectively put himself with guys who are bowlers first and batters second, but can do something in the T20 squad. So yeah, I'm really, really intrigued by all of this for the T20 side. From an ODI perspective, yeah, we've seen what we got. I think I'm more comfortable there. Tim, it's just one of those situations where you just want to roll out the same guys, right? And see what they do. Kagiso will be back. Marco's not playing there. But yeah, my only worry was, do you not need batting cover for like a Stubbs? But Stubbs obviously did well in that one game. Everyone contributed with the bat essentially in Australia, so I'm not mad. I want to know if Tristan Stubbs' head is in the right place at this point in time. Those drops were worrying me, but we'll talk about it towards the back end of the game. Any comments on that ODI team?
No, I think you've pretty much covered it all. I hope that Matthew Britsky's runs continue. I really want Matthew to cement his spot in this team, in this format. For at least 18 months, there's been an opening in a middle order for somebody like him. We've seen flashes, we've seen talent, we've seen good starts. We now need to see big scores like we saw against Australia.
Yeah, we're not there, as Timber says, but we'll talk about it towards the back end. The other piece of news that happened this week was the Proteas Women announced their national training camp squad. But here is the fun part, the drama in all of this. I saw the national training squad message come through on my phone. I looked at it, I read it, and the last name there was Aus Dane van Niekerk. What I then did then, Tim, was I screamed, Dane? Wow. Okay. So I go on Twitter and I see Danae posted her revocation. It's a rescinding, but you don't revoke something, you rescind it. But anyway, that's English. Her rescinding her resignation. Well, she called it revoking. She apologized for the way she handled everything, and now she is back in the squad. Let's go through the squad, and I'll tell you what I think of Danae, because okay, so the training camp squad does not have Marizan Cup, Laura Wolfart, and Chloe Tryon, who are at the 100, but it's got many players who should be going to the World Cup: Annika Bosch, Tasman Brits, Nadine de Klerk, Annery Dirksen, Laura Goodall, Ayanda Slubis, Nala Jafta, Ayada Bwangkaka, Masaba Teklas, Sune Luce, Alice Marie Marks, Karabo Meso, Nonkule Komlaba, Seshni Naidu, Luyanda Nzuza, who is the only uncapped player in the squad. She's an all-rounder, spinner, and a batter. Dumisi Kukune, Nondumiso Shangase, Miane Smith, Faye Tunnicliffe, whoop whoop, and Danae van Niekerk. Obviously, right now, you will know because we've interviewed Alex Candler and we told you all about Alex Candler last year. Why isn't she here? I do not know. I do not understand. Fine, sharp. There's also another player who isn't here. It's Kayla Reinecker. Now, here is the fun part about this. Kayla Reinecker, under-19 captain, player of the tournament at the under-19 World Cup, so that should count for something. Yeah. Also plays for Western Province, also had a good season. Danae, in the Pro 50, Hollywood Bates Pro 50, scored 179 runs in 5 innings, 2 not outs, so you got to manage that. Her average is 59. Fine. Number 3 average in all of this, but she's like way down in the run scoring chart. There's many other people in there. I look at this and I go, this is clear case. And I know I fight for the oldies, Team Old. I told you guys 2 weeks ago that I want AB de Villiers, Faf, and Heino Klaassen back. I fight for the old people. This one, I do not. If you're going to bring Danae back, you should bring back Sunette Viljoen-Louw. She adds more to the team than what Danae does at this point in time. I understand Danae has played international cricket. She's captain. She's done amazing things, and she can bat at this level. Why are you not bringing back Sunette Viljoen-Louw? I understand Sunette is 44. I get it. She deserves to be in the side. She's broken down this thing. She's the number 2 run scorer in the Hollywood Bets Pro 50 at an average of 45. She scored 360 odd runs, yet she doesn't get a call up into this training camp. What are we doing? If you're going to bring back Danae, you bring back Sunette Viljoen-Louw. The other thing is this. It reeks of nepotism. And I'm going to say this. Like, we know who she's married to. We've said the person she's married to is the best player, the MVP, the most valuable player in women's cricket. And I understand that potentially this could have been a chip to keep Marizan going. The Marizan extension plan, right? If this is it, I'm still mad, right? Because you're still taking a spot away from someone who deserves it. I'm looking at Kayla Reinecker. I'd be very disappointed if I'm Kayla Reinecker today that I didn't get a call up. Alex Candler, same thing. What does Alex Candler need to do? Top run scorer in the Pro 50 for 2 years, and yet she's still not here. We're happy for Faye. Faye needs to be in here. But if Danae makes that World Cup, best believe Faye Tunnicliffe is not going to the World Cup. And if you're going to tell me that, no, Danae is going to go in there as an all-round option, as a spin option, why are you not telling Sune Lees to be more responsible with her bowling? Because that was the plan. We played with Sune as the all-rounder, reluctant or not, for the last 4 years because Danae was A, injured, and B, then decided to leave the team. So that's my other issue with all of this. I do not understand why Danae is back when she hasn't bossed domestic cricket. Yes, she made a commitment to play the full season. She played half the pro season. 10 games, she played 5. Is that commitment? I don't know. Is she still going to commit to a fitness regime? I know we no longer have fitness standards, but is she going to commit to it? Because the last time she was here, she told us no, she didn't want to do the time trial. So then I'm happy for X's to come back. Fine, yeah, sure. But the conditions must be agreed to, and we must do it properly. She hasn't broken the door down. We're not talking about Danae. We did not talk. We watched Western Province. We're speaking about everyone else. Leah Jones. We're speaking about Kayla Reinecker. We're speaking about everyone else. Faye Tunnicliffe. Yet this Danae did not break the door down. She did not command and show us with the bat that she wants to come back. So why is she back? Why? I wish her all the best. I respect her, and I think she's a cricketer, great cricketer. But I do not think she deserves that spot in that national training camp over an Alex Candler, over a Sunette Viljoen-Louw. For me, Sunette Viljoen-Louw has broken the door down. She needs to be in there. Alex Candler, same thing. And you can tell me Alex is young. She's 20. I think she had a birthday the other day. But she needs to be in that squad. I'm happy that you kept Sunelise. Happy that she's there. She needs to take more responsibility. And the problem with this team was never batting, Tim. We need a fast bowler. If you want someone to come back from retirement, hey, go talk to Shabnam Ishmael. Because we do not have a fast bowler since she left. We need someone as quick as she is, even as old as she is. And I hate talking about age with women. I'm sorry. But yeah. Tim, I saw that this morning and I realized, I was like, you know what, man, I do not know what you're trying to get at. If this is your big thing, you're on a hiding to nothing.
I agree with every single word that you said, and with the passion that you said it. I only have one problem. You added 3 years onto Sunette Viljoen's age. I'm sure she's got to hear that.
Sorry, Sunette.
She's 41. No, but seriously, you're absolutely right. If you're going to have the training camp, then, okay, that's fine. You go for the experience and the know-how and all that, but not at the expense of people who have been knocking the door down. Not at the expense of Alex, and not at the expense of Sunette. You add those two on and go, right, it's a big squad, it's a big training camp. Everybody's got a chance. And it's not let's not roll the red carpet out for Danae. Let's not roll the red carpet out. As you quite rightly point out, and I know, but in terms of actually getting into the World Cup squads, that's what I'm worried about. You're right, absolutely right. The performance for last season for Western Province was not to note for Niekerk. Her input was off the field. Her input was experience and know-how. Her input was not with the bat or ball. It was just middling. It was just decent numbers. Shipman has been doing numbers since the day she retired. She is doing numbers in every single competition she plays at, whether it's in South Africa, in the 100, wherever she's playing in. What have we been saying that this team desperately needs? It needs a quality batsman and it needs quality fast bowlers. It does not need a potentially over-the-hill all-rounder. It does not need that person to take this team forward. This is a potential very, very large step backwards. That's what I'm concerned about. It's not what this team needs at this point. So we will wait and see, but I agree entirely with what you said. I'd much rather have Alex Sunette in the squad for the reasons that you quite rightly pointed out.
Yeah, look, and here's my thing. The question I always have is, why is she back? Is it because we're trying to secure Marizanne for a lot longer? If Marizanne wants to leave, I think let her leave. I don't want to be held to ransom to have her wife come in and play. And I'm not saying that this is what's happened. Hear me out. I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm saying there's a possibility, because this is what it looks like, that this has happened. And in that case, I wouldn't want to be held to ransom, because you can go look at the numbers. You can come and tell me I don't know cricket. That's fine. Sharp, happiness. That's fine. But go look at the numbers and go and see. Go and tell me why there's some players above her who should be here. And yeah, if you want to go with averages, fine. But she still didn't break the door down. Tell me why, if we're going to do this. Sunette Viljoenloh has been on this show and told us she wants to play international cricket again. She has not retired. Yet you pick the person with half the runs and a slightly better average because she played half the games. Had she played the full 10 games, would she still be averaging 59? And I understand the whole selection criteria that you want to move on, you want young people. This is the wrong way. If you're going to pick Danae, you have to bring Sunette Viljoenloh in. You have to. And if your situation is sitting here going, I don't have enough bowlers to take wickets at this World Cup, fine. Then let's get batters who can get you closer to 300 and 320, and you can hang on with the bowlers that you have. Sunette Viljoenloh, power hitter, can bat for long periods, can cause problems, and can also come and bowl. She's a B version of a Marizan. Marizan is A+. Sunette Viljoenloh is a B version of that, but she's still good enough to give you those overs that you need, quality overs. And yeah, for me, I know there's nothing much I can say about. I feel like we're going backwards. Like, I was okay going to this World Cup with the current squad in its makeup and knowing that, yeah, this may not be our year. That's okay. It's Mandla's first rodeo. It's his first World Cup. You know, but we understand that we're backing youngsters, Garabo Miso, Mia Naismith, Seshni Naidu. And Luyanda Nzuza is a great pick, right? And then, you know, they'll get the experience, they'll hang around the team, and then the next iteration of the World Cup will make a much more solid charge. Because right now, India's better than us, Australia's better than us, England's better than us, and to a certain extent, I think New Zealand is better than us. And I think if the sun's shining correctly, West Indies will beat us, Bangladesh will give us a problem, and Sri Lanka might even cause us heart attacks. So we're middling, and we then went back, and then we've decided to go backwards. But okay, enough about that. Congratulations to everyone. Welcome back, Danae. I hope you shut me up. Score hundreds, score runs for us, score big runs, make big impacts. Shut me up, and you can call me out on whatever platform you want and tell them that I said that you shouldn't be here. Show me up. That's all I'm saying. And I wish you do, because I want the Proteas to win as much as you do, and as much as anybody who watches this podcast. But I honestly think we're going in the wrong direction. Really, really think we're going in the wrong direction. But congratulations to everyone. Let's actually talk about the good things. The good things. Cool. Annika Bosch is back from injury. Well done. That's awesome. I like that. Right? We're giving Garabo Meso another run. I hope she gets to bat at 6. I think she needs a longer run there as the wicketkeeper batter. Right? I look at Seshni Naidu finally coming in. Yes, we do need a leg spinning option that isn't Sune Lees. Happiness. Very, very happy with that. Then Luyanda Nzuza. Under 19 last year, played really, really well. She's now going to be playing for the Titans this year. Really, really awesome. That's an all-round option, a black all-round option coming to fruition. And then Faye, I know you haven't been selected in many teams and you should have been. Welcome back, Faye. Welcome back. This is where you deserve to be. If it's not you or Alex, at least one of you guys made it in, because you guys over the last 2 seasons have dominated the Hollywood's best pro series. If you lost AI, who the best player in the Hollywood's best pro series is, it'll either give you Alex Candler or Faye Tunnicliffe. AI. Maybe we should select a team using AI. But Faye, welcome back. It's been a long journey, ups and downs. Hopefully you stay in this team for as long as possible, because you are the talent that you are. Top tier international talent, and can't wait to see you in the Pakistan series, because I hope you get games there. And yeah, that's the great thing about, like, I like that. That tells me we're looking to the future. The name under Faye, I don't know. I don't know. It tells me something else. So,
Yeah.
Tim.
It's a 3/4 good squad. It's got good. It's a good squad, but it's a I agree entirely.
Okay. Good luck to the Proteas women. They're going to be playing and they're going to have this training camp for this week. Then the squad essentially is going to go to Pakistan, probably joined by Laura, Marizan, and Chloe to play there. And then we'll select a 15-person squad to go over into India for the World Cup. And so, yeah, effectively 12 spots up for grabs. There's 19 names there. Yeah, it's gonna be a fight. And yeah, we'll do our selection episode later on in the month. But yeah, let's calm down. Let's go to other things. Tim, speaking about good things, we saw a good thing this weekend. We kept our record against Australia in limited overs cricket for the Proteas men. 5 out of 5 limited overs series. Australia ODI series, sorry. ODI series wins. We just keep Australia at bay. Since 2016, 2017, every time we wear our proper green, not this yellow alternate kit type of thing, whenever Australia wear yellow and we wear green, we put them to the sword. And we did it again. We came here on Thursday and we said, boys, seal the series tomorrow. And then the final game, we'll give guys a chance, right? And the boys did that correctly. So I'm just going to go through that game on Friday in Mackay. South Africa won the game by 84 runs. I'm trying to figure out who won the toss. I think Australia won the toss and chose to bat. Chose to bowl first. But anyway, they like doing that. South Africa started off a little bit edgy. We were 1 for 2. We're 2 for 23 because AIDS and Ryan Rickleton got out very early. But then because we're resting Temba some weird way, Tony Dezorzi came in to bat at number 3. He scored a lovely 38 of 39. Britsky, 88 of 78. Tristan Stubbs came to the party, 74 of 84. Vian Mulder came through with a 26 of 21 and Keshav Maharaj, 22 of 24. South Africa ended up on 277. At that point in time, I'd already switched off the TV and decided that, you know what, the decider will be it. We'll win it in the decider. We are fine. 277 is way too little on a pitch like that for us to think. It was a little bit spicier than Cairns. The bowling was, so you kind of gave Australia a little bit of leeway there, but 277 in modern ODI cricket is not it. It's not. We're looking 320 upwards. That's what we're looking for, right? So that was the issue. But then, how much have we spoken about our bowling? How good our bowling is. It's, oh my word. So we managed to restrict Australia for 193 to win the series. How did that happen? One name, Lungi Ngidi. Some of you guys need to apologize to him. Last we apologized to Keshav. Today we're apologizing to Lungi Ngidi. Why? Because a lot of you guys think Corbin Bosch is a better bowler than Lungi. You don't understand why Lungi is in the side when Corbin Bosch can do that and bat too. Well, yeah. Okay. I'm taking apologies. Taking apologies for Lungisani Ngidi. Taking apologies. You can put them in the comments. Apologize to the man. The man came out with 5 for 42. Nandre Berger 2 for 23 in that game. Vian got 1 wicket and Sen got 2 for 30. Kesh didn't get any wickets, but he went for an economy of 5. They were trying to protect themselves against him after what he did in the first game. But Tim, this game is not won without one Lungisani Ngidi. What say you?
I was exactly the same as you. At halfway mark, I was right. Okay, it's the decider. All right, fine. Fiddle with my nerves yet again. All right, if it has to be the decider, so be it. Even though I know that this Australian batting order isn't great, it's missing people like Steve Smith. But boy, was it a beautiful sight. Everybody knows, even Giddy haters, they know when he is on song in one-day cricket, he is right up there with the best. Right up there with the very, very best in one-day cricket. He is so effective when he's on song. It's just a shame for that he's not on song as often as we would like. That's not a criticism, that's just a fact. Cricketers are not robots, but he was he was absolutely in the rhythm right from the ball one, bowling that fourth stump channel, bowling the slow balls. As the ball got softer, the slow balls got more effective, and it became more and more challenging for Australia to get anywhere near our total. As I said, game one, it was Keshav Maharaj. Game two, Ngidi. Those two won us the series. They were good performances with the bat. I'm glad the guys that performed well, but really, the reason why we won the series is Keshav Maharaj and Ngidi. Without them, we don't leave Australian shores 2-1 series wins.
And yeah, and to a certain extent, this is part of Shukri's plan, right? Shukri doesn't want to play a lot of all-rounders, which is what Australia were trying to do. What Shooks wants to do is your 6 batters need to carry you. You'll have 1 all-rounder who supplements the batting and also supplements the bowling as a 5th option. And then you have 4 specialist bowlers. And in this game, the specialist bowlers are Berger, Ngidi, Maharaj, and Muthusamy. Muthusamy batting at 8 makes our life so much easier, because that's where he should be batting, right? Yeah. And Vian is your guy, right? He's your 7 axis, right? And he's not a bad bowler. Yeah, we'll talk about Sunday, but yeah, he's not a bad bowler. So you keep yourself in the game with your bowlers, and that's how we've always played ODI cricket, as our bowlers always come to the party. The issue with us getting knocked out of tournaments was our batters never came to the party at all. They left the bowlers with 220. They left the bowlers with 270 on a 320 pitch, right? And it's really, really hard at times to defend. But our bowlers have largely, throughout South African cricket, so ever since I've been alive, I've always known we've had the Donalds, the Kluseners, the Pollocks, the Intinis, the Lonwabo Totobe had a run as the world's best left-arm seamer or the world's best bowler at one point in time. Now, shout out DJ Lopsy right now. We miss you, bro. You know, always had Kagiso, you've had Dale, you've always produced very, very good bowlers. And then you had the Nicky Boyers, the Keshav Maharajas. To a certain extent, Paul Harris had a shining moment at one point in time. Paul Adams, that type of Morne Morkel Oaks, like we've had bowlers and we keep producing. And so respect Lungi, give him respect, because yes, test match cricket, fine. You can tell me you don't want to see him. I'm okay with that. Fine. I still think you need to respect him. But when it comes to anything with a white ball, no, you need to have that man in there. You need to have that man in there. And so, yeah, congratulations on winning the series. And then in our parade in Mackay, obviously after winning the series, the decider became a damn squib, became a practice match of some sorts. We made a couple of changes to the team. We brought in Kwena Mapaka, we brought in Corbin Bosch into the side. And Temba came in. Who went out? It was Matthew Bretsky went out. I think he's injured. And so, yeah. And again, I'll say this again. Progression is not linear. So if you guys are expecting Kwena to get it now, not so much. It's going to have ups and downs. And what transpired was a very weak bowling attack. Having Vian as a leader, as an opening bowler, is great and fun in South African conditions. It's not fun anywhere else in the world. It isn't. And him going for the worst figures in South African history, 0 for 93, is a testament to that. But also asking Kwena now to lead your attack and be the number 1 wicket taker is not it for now, but he's learning, and it's going to be up and down. In games where he's the spearhead of the attack, this is what you're going to get. He's going to be better. Just don't throw don't throw him out now. He's still a very good bowler, bowling behind Kagiso Lungi. But if you put him on an island on his own, with Corbin, with Vian, it doesn't work. And that's what we saw. They got pelted. 431 for 2, Head 142 off 103, Mitch Marsh 100 off 106, Cam Green 118 off 55, Alex Carey 50 off 37. Yes, people are saying this is where ODI cricket is going to go. 100%. This is not going to happen all the time. So that's the positive I'm taking. This won't happen again. If it does, I doubt it's going to happen at this level. Probably 350. This is how dominant Australia could be. It should hang around 350, 360, not 431. So it's an anomaly. I hope the boys have thrown it away as a thrown game and not having nightmares about it. But not 473 for Gwena, not 493 for Vian, 1 for 57 for Keshav, not for 60 for Aiden. He also was a little bit more expensive than he normally was. Corbs went for 0 for 68. He was the best bowler we had, and he really, really did try. Like Corbin really, really did try. My only question is, why didn't you open with him? That's my only question, right? And then the other thing is Sen 1 for 73. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. And then you see 431, you're like, Christmas Day, we're going to have another 438 game. Let's go, boys. That didn't happen. Didn't happen at all. South Africa bowled off 155. And again, Tim, the problem with this team is the batting, it's not the bowling. Yes, the bowlers got tonked, but we're trying to at least get to 300, do something. It's use the 431 as okay, fine, even if you don't get there, boys, let's try get there. But if we don't get there, let's try get as close as possible. 155 is not close at all. Problems at the top, even though everyone of the top 6 contributed in some way in this series, right? Bretsky did. Tony did. That 38 of 39 was important because it was a time we were in trouble. We're 2 for 23 and Tony had to hold it together. Timber came through with the 50 in the first game. Brevis got a 49 of 28, which is really, really awesome. That's the type of stuff we want. You want him to start figuring it out and getting it in the series. That's why we give him the series. And then Aiden, obviously, at the top, he did well in that first game. Riggs also came through, even though he can't find the middle of the bat at this point in time. And so, yeah, nothing to write home about. It's just that. But we know what we're trying to do. I think Shukri kind of has this core of players. You add David Miller to this and you're fine. And maybe some retirees. Maybe Heinrich can come back. I don't know. Because people are revoking retirements. South Africa is a land of possibilities, alive with possibilities. Look, if Heinrich, if the Proteas get to the UK this week and they see Heinrich and he's like, look, guys, you've still got that number 45 for me. I'm there, boys. That type of vibe. We want that. But anyway, Tim, what'd you make of that last game? Nothing to speak about. The only positive is it's over.
Yeah. I think I've tempered my anger from but my anger is not at the players. My anger is not at the players because they won the series. It's understandable that the intensity it wasn't there from ball one. My problem is the team. My problem is team selection. You're asking Quinton Parker to lead the attack. And in 5 years' time, I think he'll be in a perfect place and he will be leading the attack. And I think he's going to get a ton of wickets. This is not it. This is not it. You don't ask Quinton to lead the attack on one of the flattest pitches in Australia in dead rubber. It's just really, really uncool. They rested Ngidi and Berger due to workload management. I have an issue with that. I really do have an issue with that. I know we've got a lot of cricket coming on. You rest one, fine, but one of them has to play. We're not playing every day. For me, both of them have not had a lot of cricket recently, particularly Berger. Play one of them. They are the leader of the attack. They lead the attack. You have your Gian and your Burgers opening the attack, and Parker comes in first change. Do we still lose? Yes, we still lose. But we don't lose in that fashion. I don't think that is good to lose in that fashion, in that way. I really don't think it's good, and I hope we don't see it for a very long time. Yes, I agree.
It almost nullifies the fact that you won the series. That's my worry. Yeah, because I look there and I'm like, why is it's it feels like a 2-0. It's like we've drawn the series. That's how that loss was so bad. It's like they beat us 3-0 or 2-0, and then the series either 2-2 or 3-2 to Australia. That's how bad that performance was. And you lose a lot of the gains that you got going forward. Because whatever I told you, so like the second game it wasn't a perfect batting performance, but you did enough to keep the other side of the bowling in the game. And my question was to the bowlers was, it's a below par score. Can you defend without Kagiso? And they did very, very well. Right? 431 is a test to the batters to say, well, boys, it's been a bad one, but can you help us? And they failed dismally. And that's been our issue this entire series. It's like our batting, we're trying to find consistency, and I get it. And guys are, obviously, it's a new coach. It's his first set of ODIs. So guys are trying to learn to play Shook's ball and all of this stuff and show off, as Shukri said, which I think they should. But obviously, I was willing to give them a pass had we lost in a respectable manner. Now I'm looking, going, guys, what's going on? You know, because the thing about ODIs, which is slightly different from T20s, is that partnerships matter here. Technically more than actually test match cricket. Yes, you'll tell me test match cricket, yes, partnerships are important and you need to like keep going and you need someone to go. But obviously, because you have so much time that the one partner can score 10 or 3,000 balls and the other partner can score 367, you know, Vian. Here, partnerships matter because you guys are going for a total together. One partner can't be a passenger, right? And so it's more important for you. Your wicket is more important here in this format of the game than it is in any other format of the game, largely because you're running out of balls. And if you run out of balls because you don't have rhythm and you're losing wickets, you don't have a way to get yourself back in the game. There's no rhythm going. The reason why we won the first 2 games was the opening partnership got into a rhythm. They gave us a foundation and we went. Second game, to get to 277, number 3 and 4 gave us some sort of a foundation. We did try to explode towards the back end, but that never happened. We still need to work on. But it was still a decent total. 277, you're like, okay, cool. Wickets were falling around. They fell at the wrong time. I'm willing to give guys a pass. This is, I can't give you guys a pass. What you've been doing in the first 2 games was papering over the cracks of the fact that this team somehow isn't cohesive. Something's just off. Because how do you get to 431? You get to 431 by not trying to hit out, but trying to build a solid foundation, give yourself a chance, try to get to 200 and over 30, which you can, because in the last 2 games you got to about 180, 160, so you can at least bat a little bit. You don't have to be batting at 12 and over. You just need to be batting at 7. And because you've got so much time, you need to be batting at 7, probably by even over 15, and you can accelerate it as you go along. There's no need for you to adopt T20 strategies at the start of an ODI innings and then find yourself in a hole like this. Take risks because you're seeing 432 and lights. Right? And so that's my thing. Build an innings, build a foundation. The way we win a World Cup in 2027 is if our top 4 get us to 30 overs and around 180, and we can then double that score from 32 to 50, 360, 340, 320. That's how you win. Yes, if you're at 200 at 32 overs, by all means, go for 400. By all means. But it dictates to you that for you to be aggressive, you have to earn the right to be aggressive, Tim. Is that how I'm seeing this ODI thing? Because that's what Cameron Green did to us. He earned the right. Australia gave him the right to go crazy. Because if you look at it, right, at over 34, they're already at 250. Why? They had only lost 1 wicket. It was an opening partnership, right? And by all means, they should have gone 500. They didn't. They got 438. Proves how well we bowled in the back end, right? But the thing for me is they earned the right to go for that big score. We did not. And in all 3 games, we technically didn't. Because we found ourselves in holes early on, and we tried to dig ourselves out of holes, and we're a little bit slow, but we earned the right to go to 320. We just never got there. And that for me, my worry is I don't want this team to be a 270, 290, 300 team. And then you're always asking your bowlers to save you. Because there'll be one game where they don't. And that's the game that's always a semi-final, and we're crying our eyes out because,
Yeah,
and
look, we were
yeah,
better short throughout the series in both formats. We were a better short. That was very, very clear. How Shukri fixes that, I'm not entirely sure. I know which way I'd go, but I'm not entirely sure he's going to go that way. He's going to stick with what he knows, particularly for the T20 World Cup. But we'll see. But as I say, we were a better short throughout the tour.
Yeah, we were. But here's the thing: if you don't believe us, go to every single World Cup heartbreak, every single one. Go look at the scorecards. Go look at the scores. Australia in the semi-final, I think we scored 220 around there. Put ourselves in trouble. Or they did. We restricted them, and then we couldn't get there because the batters couldn't get there. Bowlers did their job. Batters couldn't do anything. 2003, bowlers did their job. Batters couldn't get there. Then all of a sudden we're trying to figure out mathematics in the pavilion, and we realized South Africa's education system also extends to the cricketers. 2007, our bowlers got bowled out the water, got battered out the water like this game, and our batters never saw daylight again. But that one you can put to the bowlers. 2011, 2011, subpar score. Batters couldn't do much. Bowlers couldn't defend. 2015. It was a high score, but it was still below par. And we tried our best. The bowlers really, really did try their best. You can tell me about Vernon Philander. You can tell me about Kyle Avenue. The batters didn't come to the party. Subpar scoring. We don't come to a semi-final and blow them away with the bat. We never do. But we have to change. The less said about 2019, the better.
Yeah, you forgetful. Honestly,
I'm sorry. And then 2023 semi-final, what happened again? Found ourselves with the batters giving us a damn squib, and the bowlers having to bail you out, and they couldn't. So, Oaks, if you're a cricketer, pro cricketer, and you're watching this, be our savior. Be our next guy. Like, go in there and be like, I'm not gonna leave. And we don't want strike rates of close to 100. That's not for like the top four. I just need you to give me a strike rate of 80, 6 to 7 strike rate of close to 100. So asking for, which is Vian's developmental project right now. He needs to actually try to bat at a strike rate of 100. Devalt can do that, and we like that. David Miller can do that, and we like that. We like someone else in the top four to do that. Maybe the guys at the top, one of them just striking at 100. But we need guys. But look, all in all, Tim, from a bowling perspective, 100%, 10 out of 10. Yes, I'm not going to count that last game because all it told me is the backups aren't good enough. That's all it told me. But from a frontline bowling attack, including Sen in there, yes, Sen's batting needs to improve, get it, but I'll give you 10 out of 10. You won that's the series. Well done, boys. Batting, 5 out of 10 for all of them. Because they all pitched in, but nobody consistently did it. So no one did it in 2 or 3 series. It was, I scored runs and I'm never going to be seen again. So as a team effort, 5 out of 10. Individual efforts, 5 out of 10. Y'all did enough to pass. Right. But still 3 subpar scores. Really, really need to fix it in England. And those pitches are going to be crying for 350. So
smaller grounds.
And that English bowling attack, they're not good. Like, they're not good. Like, yes, fine, I'll give you Jofra. He's the only one. Don't tell me about Tong. Don't tell me about Potts. Don't tell me about Robinson. I don't even know what the squad is. There might be Ollie Stone there. Don't tell me about those boys. Wokes is injured. He's out. Wood. Oaks. Australia's going to have a field day with them at the Ashes, like down under in December. We're going to enjoy it. We're going to wake up in the morning. We're going to laugh as England get beaten left waist to Sunday. It's going to be amazing. Which means you must start the beating now. England must know that they're entering a period of hurt. A Southern Hemisphere summer of hurt, and you must start it with them now in September. Series win on both fronts. I mean, T20 can lose, sit and giggle, what it is. But ODIs, Tim, that's what I want. Series of hurt starts now. When guys are talking about the Ashes, they were like, no, we knew it when South Africa came and they showed us our lives in the ODIs that these bowlers are not it.
Let's hope so.
Do you disagree?
No, I don't. I don't. I was actually, when you were going through players who I know will not be in the England ODI setup, so I just another notch. I was trying to think who is, and I can't think. I think Brydon Cast is there.
Even worse. Even worse. You cannot convince me of a Brydon Cast, Tim.
The interesting thing is, when I posted about him making the England setup first, a certain journalist sent me a DM and said, sorry, what? He's South African? He had no idea. And apparently, I mean, there's more to it than that, but effectively he did nothing in South Africa. But the thing is, he did nothing because he was a batsman. He wasn't bowling. He didn't bowl till he was like 19, 20. He's a late bloomer.
He's still blooming. There's no fruits coming out of that tree anytime soon. All we see is the pace. But Tim, yeah. What India did to him, nah, we can't do it to South Africa. Nah, you can't lose to Brydon Cast.
The thing is, I think they think. I agree with the bowling. I agree the bowling is weak. I absolutely agree. We've got the number in bowling. That batting, I mean, that batting could be out for 150, but it could also make 400. That England batting can make 400. Yeah. Hopefully not against us, but it's so powerful. It's so powerful. It's ridiculous. And that's why our batters need to watch. They need to see. They saw Australia do it to them. They also need to come to England. They must come correct. If they believe in the talent as much as we do, they must come correct. You can't allow guys to lay down the gauntlet and put 400 on your bowlers and you just hang around at 150 or 220 or 250. No, boys. If you're like, this is national pride at stake here. You have to step up or something. Show us something. Show us life. But anyway, Tim, it's what it is. We're coming to the end of this podcast. It's a lot of ranting. I am sorry about that. But yeah, maybe that's what makes our podcast fun. Anyway, any final words, Tim? Oh, yes, we've got something. We've got a tour, SAA tour with New Zealand, yes. I think. It was SAA. It's in SA. It's New Zealand here. They've just arrived. The series starts on Saturday. It's 3 ODIs and 2 test matches. Because of the changes to the Proteas setup, Sequena Mapaka was there. He was in the SAA setup. He's also now with the Proteas. Sapamla takes his place for South Africa A. On Thursday, we will just maybe give you we did tell you the SA squads. We'll just give you remind you of the squads. Yeah. But it starts on Saturday. 3 ODIs, 2 test matches. Should be very, very interesting because there are definitely places available in the Proteas setup.
Yes, they are. They are. You can catch that on CSA's YouTube channel live when it starts. And yeah, if you're a cricket nut like all of us, we'll be watching because Anyway, there's also South African-born player Bevan Jacobs. He played against us against Zimbabwe, scored some runs. Another one for the case. Oh, he left us. Oh, yeah. Add that. The Brydon Cast, that type of group. Yes, that's what we do. But anyway, that brings us to the end of our show. To all those who've been announced in the squad and are going to play cricket for South Africa, congratulations. And we'll be back on Thursday. Please remember, like and subscribe. Please follow us on X, subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Search for us there. You'll find us. And then please support us. Buy some coffee at buymeacoffee.com, Full Quarter Pod. And email us. Let us know. If you didn't like anything I said today and you thought I was being unfair, send me an email. We'll respond. We always respond.
We always respond.
Yes.
We
So
always respond.
If you think I'm being unfair and you'd like to come on the podcast and tell me that, I was being unfair, please do. Happiness. The space is yours. Anyway, to everyone, enjoy the week of cricket. I don't think there's a lot of cricket. The Proteas are traveling, but anyway, enjoy the week. And we'll be back on Thursday with another podcast. So please do, if you don't know anywhere, like and subscribe. But we'll be back on Thursday. Outside of that, it's goodbye and le sale cacajizo.